Do your kids know how to swim? Free swim lessons may be the answer. We'll tell you how to get them ahead. Plus, what would be an extreme challenge for many is a higher calling for this city employee. Her story and more coming up. Jptv starts now.
And welcome to this edition of Jptv, bringing you information about Jacksonville's parks, people, and places. I'm Pam Roman. We are starting today's show from an iconic Jacksonville landmark, Friendship Fountain. And here's a trivia question for you. What is the original name of Friendship Fountain Park? We'll have the answer coming up later. But first, this summer, Jax Parks has provided more opportunities for kids and teens to have a safe place to go. We have reopened 5 community centers, restructured our Summer Night Lights program, and more than doubled the reach of our Urban Parks initiative. Here's the story.
This summer, Rock and Roll Jax is spreading through more neighborhoods and landing in more parks. Thanks to a generous donation from local attorney Steve Pagic and technical assistance from the Department of Justice, the city will offer 24 Rock and Roll sites this year. That's more than double the sites offered in 2014.
We started this Urban Parks initiative last year as a pilot project to provide a positive and supervised space where young people could come out and enjoy a good game of pickup basketball or football or other activities. And we saw success.
This is a great opportunity. We're expanding this opportunity with the Justice Department, with their gang unit and juvenile justice and delinquent program. So partnering with the Justice Department and the National League of Cities through Cities United is really, really good for us.
Current and retired coaches will be in each of the Rock and Roll sites, mentoring the kids, leading activities, and providing adult supervision and support. The city believes the presence of the coaches and the expansion of the program will give kids positive, supervised activities that will help them avoid trouble.
This is very important. And then to have the mayor to go out and leverage it. And now we get multiple effects from this. You know, it could be a model for the country. What it means to me is a simple formula, ROI, return on investment. If you invest in these young men, you will get a great return, and it will be a positive return. If you do not invest in them, you will also get a return, but it will be a negative return.
We owe our children to give them the opportunity to have fun and to grow up in a safe environment. I think it's so important that we, as a public, as a city, give our support to our children.
When you get coaches in a park that supervise young men in the inner city, that might be the only time they get real positive counseling and guidance, and that's what these young people need.
They see Coach Lucas and Coach Austin, who came up through the park. Steve Pagic came up through the parks. He was a park rat, and now they're in the park. It's a way of showing them that, you know what, you can literally do well and be successful if you work hard and play by the rules. Take advantage of the opportunity that's given to you.
There it is. That's a good shot.
For more information about Rock and Roll Jax, visit online at jaxparks.com.
Jax Park's 33 pools are open for the summer, including one that's been closed for the past 3 years. Fort Caroline Pool was hit by Tropical Storm Debbie in 2012, and this year the neighborhood celebrates its return. Pool's open!
I am very excited about the pool reopening today. This is great. The weather is great. We couldn't ask for a better day to have out here to reopen Fort Caroline Pool. We have a ton of kids out here, a ton of parents and community leaders who are here. It's great. I'm really thankful to Jax Parks and to the contractors who helped make this happen. It's a great day.
Are you going to get in the water?
Fort Caroline Pool project consists of renovation of the pump house, as well as the deck area that was actually washed out during one of the tropical storms. So we were able to refurbish that with funding from FEMA. From where we actually came out after that storm to where it is today, And it's a great opportunity for us to be able to open this back up for kids to use, especially during the summer months, and keep them off the streets.
1, 2, 3. Got it.
It's just a sense of family, and it's such a, I have a couple people have come up to me today and just said, this reminds me of my childhood, because they grew up in the neighborhood, they came here and they swam when they were kids, they were on the swim team, or they took swim lessons, and they're coming back, and so it's just a nice, it's a nice unifier for the area. I'm just so happy that the pool's back open again. We're very, very, very excited. We're really grateful for everything the city's done to help us, so we're very pleased.
This took 3 years to do because of the damage and the time it took to plan it and redo it. And just seeing this before I leave helps me, not to be funny, but leave with a splash, go out with a big splash. So that's really cool to see. It's been something that benefits the community. The kids enjoy it. The community can really benefit from it. And particularly with Arlington, where it can be a draw and really encourage more families to come to the area and enjoy it, that's a good thing. And if we have done that, then I feel like the 8 years I've served on the council have been incredibly well worth it.
Jacks Parks is also expanding another popular summer program. This one focuses on drowning prevention. Statistics say that drowning is the leading cause of death for kids ages 1 to 4 and the second leading cause of death for kids ages 5 through 9. That's why this next story is so important.
Learning how to swim should be a rite of passage for kids, but for many it isn't. This summer, Jacks Parks is changing that. Through its Waterproof Jacksonville campaign, more than 1,800 kids will receive free swim lessons.
Too many kids in our community don't know how to swim. Florida leads the nation in drowning deaths for kids under age 5.
Mayor Alvin Brown recently announced that the initiative is increasing its efforts to prevent accidental drowning for its 3rd consecutive year. That's in large part due to a generous donation from local attorney Wayne Hogan.
Children who are in families where perhaps their parents don't know how to swim and who don't have the financial resources, there's no reason why they in this community can't learn to swim, and we can protect them so that they can enjoy what the rest of us enjoy about this beautiful community.
This year's expansion is through a partnership with Duval County Public Schools. As part of a pilot program last year, Waterproof Jacks provided swim lessons to all of the students attending summer school at Woodland Acres Elementary. This year, in addition to Woodland Acres, the campaign will also provide free lessons to 10 public schools summer enrichment camps.
Partnering with this was a no-brainer. Every year, we have children who don't make it back. And the reason they don't make it back is because of the drowning in somebody's backyard pool, at the beach. And then when you peel that banana peel, you find out that child was not waterproof. That child didn't know how to swim. And here's the I guess the hurt part. The children around that child didn't know how to swim either. And just think, if that was the case, if someone around the child knew how to swim, or the child herself or himself, maybe when school started back in the fall, we wouldn't have had an empty seat.
Participants with the Malavi Washington Youth Foundation and Jacks Park summer camps will also be included in the program. And thanks to funding assistance from Safe Kids Northeast Florida, families who meet certain income restriction criteria or include active military personnel may also qualify for the free lessons.
When we go to the street, we can teach kids, don't look both ways and the car won't hit you. You're careful. But some things are not like that. Like riding a bicycle, for example. Somebody has to help the child learn how to ride that bicycle, but if they do, that's a skill they'll have for their entire lives, just like the bulk of us here. The same is true for swimming. That's not something that comes automatically. That comes through the work of organizations like the ones who are here, who are putting this program together, and all the volunteer organizations that are helping in this effort.
Other partners in the Waterproof Initiative include the YMCA, Swim Safari, Mandarin Aquatic Club, Flying Fish Swim Team, and Planet Swim. Each have committed to providing a number of free lessons for kids.
As a result of my getting swimming lessons at the YMCA in St. Augustine, where I grew up, when my mother got caught in a runout at the beach, I knew what to do, and I was able to go in and literally save her life by helping her escape that runout in the ocean. And so we're not saving just the life of the child who gets taught in this important program. we are also saving other people's lives and giving them the opportunity to make a difference and causing them to be able to save someone else.
To register for Waterproof Jacksonville lessons or find out how you can be a partner in this campaign, visit online at jaxparks.com.
Time for a short break. We'll reveal the original name of Friendship Fountain Park when we return. Stay with us.
Who doesn't want a shiny new electronic device? Sure, back home there's a garage or a basement full of old electronics that we don't talk about. But old electronics aren't garbage, and they're not useless. They're full of parts and materials that can be recycled into new electronics or donated to some wonderful causes. That flip phone and old computer can still live on. Recycling electronics is the green thing to do. It's the right thing to do, and it's so easy. Log on to greenergadgets.org and enter your zip code to find the recycling center nearest you.
Honey! I'm okay.
Well, for this segment, we have moved to the North Bank Riverwalk, where I am going to enjoy the beautiful views of the St. Johns River while you enjoy our next piece. It's a look and a listen at what happens when classical instruments meet rock and roll.
Well, we're here at Metropolitan Park on a gorgeous evening with the Jacksonville Symphony and the Beach Boys. And this is going to be an amazing concert. Well, this is fun in every way. First of all, the music is fun. It's music we love, we all know, we can sing these songs. The venue was wonderful because we're especially lucky to have a beautiful night. You know, as you can see, it's informal. People are going to talk, people are going to eat, people are going to drink perfectly fine. All of the rules that we have in the Symphony Hall don't apply here. You want to get up and dance, we love it. It just adds to the energy.
Our Jacksonville Symphony is incredible. So just to be in this venue with all the wonderful people that are around us it's fun. Everybody should come and do this and support our city and our symphony, and it can't be any more gorgeous than it is out here right now.
Here's a brand new band from Hawthorne, California, singing about those sandy beaches and tall waves. These are the Beach Boys.
Surfing is the only life, the only way for me now. Surf, with
If you look around and you see all the different people, you have all parts of Jacksonville here together. And there are children, there are older people, everybody just happy, having a good time.
Surfing is the only life, the only way for me now. Come on, pretty baby, and surf with me. Yeah, surf all.
This is a venue that's known to Jacksonville as kind of the main outdoor venue, and for anybody who is from Jacksonville, they can come here and be a part of what the Jacksonville Symphony is. And we're bringers of music and to bring happiness and fun with the Beach Boys. We can bring the music to people in the situation where you can relax under the stars, have a cocktail, really enjoy some of their favorite tunes from your past, and really just have a good time with your friends and your family and your loved ones.
I'm totally into the Beach Boys and the Beatles and a bunch of 60s music. And so I just saw this contest online on Facebook, and I just really wanted to sing with the Beach Boys my whole life, so you know. Being a musician is going to keep inspiring me. Like, I got to sing with one of my favorite bands ever. I can just keep inspired and just keep doing what I'm doing and just keep trying to someday maybe be as awesome as these guys, you know.
out these beautiful views of the St. Johns River. We all know that this river is one of our city's greatest assets. It's also home to an endangered species we hope to protect. Kelly Jordan has more.
Summer is finally here, and with that comes increased traffic on Jacksonville's waterways. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office Marine Unit partnered with other state and local agencies recently to announce their annual manatee protection and water safety plans.
As many of you know, Jacksonville is home for a large population of manatees, and we want to be extremely careful to make sure that they do not get injured or killed. These endangered species are easy to spot if waterway speed limits are obeyed. With a little caution and low speed, boaters can avoid striking and possibly killing the endangered creatures.
We encourage people when they're voting in the St. Johns River to slow down where they're near shore, slow down when they get in tributaries, wear polarized sunglasses so they can see the swirls on the water. These are large, very gentle animals. Don't approach them, don't try to feed them, don't try to give them water, but just observe and enjoy the wonders of the St. Johns River.
Every year at the start of boating season, we announce this amplified enforcement activity that will take place within the next few months on our waterways to protect manatees and to reinforce the importance of safe boating. Some of these law enforcement agencies' vessels are clearly marked and some are not, but you will see the lights and sirens as they approach you. We'll be out enforcing the slow speed zones, the manatee zones, and of course the applicable laws such as boating under the influence. I am happy to report that last year in 2014, there were 0 watercraft-related manatee deaths in Jacksonville's waters. This is down from 2013 when there were 4 watercraft-related manatee deaths. So our public awareness campaign is definitely working, and I appreciate everybody's assistance in making this happen.
To view the latest manatee protection plan, visit online at jaxparks.com, select waterways, and then select the link for manatee protection. When we come back, you'll never guess how this couple met. Stay with us.
Honey! I'm okay.
Can you tell?
Can you tell?
Does it look like I'm fighting a disease?
Fighting.
Fighting.
Fighting for my life.
Like my life expectancy is shorter than yours?
There's no outward sign.
But we're battling every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Worrying. Testing.
Treating.
Fighting. Fighting. Diabetes.
Diabetes has been called a silent epidemic. It's time to call it out for what it is. Help us raise awareness, hope, and vital funding. Help us stop diabetes.
Earlier in the show, we left you pondering the original name of Friendship Fountain Park. The answer, Dallas Thomas Park and Marina. We're closing out today's show at the Jim Fortuna Senior Center. It's quite the magical place for one couple. You'll meet them a little later. But first, Angie Miller's inspirational story.
My name is Angie Miller, and I am 36 years old, and I work in the Disabled Services Division for the City of Jacksonville. I was born with cerebral palsy, which was caused by a lack of oxygen for me at birth, and so that has meant that I've spent most of my life, obviously, in the chair. Not really. Even as a child, it has always been very important for me to kind of identify myself, not only, as a person, and then realize that the disability is part of me, a beautiful, wonderful part of me, but only a part of me. And so the way that I have chosen, rather than feel sorry for myself or get upset about the situation or whatever, is that I've decided that I want to be an agent of change.
Hey, have you had a chance to go through the
the day programs and services,
If you were to ask me, I would say I am able to be an agent of change. And so part of my being an agent of change is coming to work here, where I have an opportunity to work with people within the disability community and people outside of it, and kind of change perception. Change perception for people with disabilities in the fact that they can be empowered, and you do have a right to do the things that everyone else has a right to. You have a right to access the movies. You have a right to get a job at City Hall, and you don't have to live within this little box that everyone seems to give people with disabilities. You have a right to dream thanks to laws like the ADA and Individuals with Disabilities Education Act and things like that. There are laws in place. And so basically, helping someone know how to use those laws and navigate through the world and effectively be themselves, highlight themselves rather than their disability, is kind of why I am so passionate about working here. I really feel like it's important specifically for us in the disability community to have good role models, because there's not role models in the media right now that we can realistically look up to and say, okay, I can achieve that. Hello, this is Angie Miller with the Disabled Services Office. I was just calling. The disability was given to me as a gift to speak for those who might not have the ability to speak for themselves. With every interaction, I have the opportunity to change the way people perceive the word disability and make it go from a disability to an ability. Anything that I can do to make people realize, for lack of a better word, how normal I am, how average I am, and how my dreams and aspirations are just like theirs. I would hope that I would set an example. That's why I come in. I love the fact that I get to work with the people I get to work with, but I come in every day because that's where my passion is. To be the exception, and to show people they are strong enough to be the exception.
Here at the Jim Fortuna Center, Friday nights are made for dancing. And for one couple, a little bit more. Kelly Jordan has her story.
Always remember the days that we're playing, song of the dance that we knew. When we're together, it feels so right. Can I have this dance for the rest of my life?
Jacksonville Senior Centers offer a chance to learn new activities, form lasting friendships, and for one Jacksonville couple, an opportunity to fall in love. For Mary and Howard Bruner, it was a daunting task to move forward with their lives after the loss of their spouses. They began going to the Jim Fortuna Senior Center, where they found common ground in a ballroom dance class.
I had been going over there for 3 years, doing primarily exercise. On Thursday afternoons, when I would be over there playing Scrabble, there would be a group that would come from the back, and they had been in a dance class. And I started watching them, and they really did look like they were having fun. And I decided that I wanted to go to that ballroom dance class.
I got the feeling of feeling the music and exuberant, and met some good friends in the meantime there at Fortuna, and as the old saying goes, along came Mary.
From there, the bond of friendship formed, and then the courtship began.
He was just one of the people in the class. And in November, we went to a birthday party, and they had seated us at the same table. Not too long after that, he asked me to go to the mayor's Christmas dance with him. And so I told him I would go so long as he realized it wasn't a date. So then as soon as we did that, then he invited me to go to American Ballroom Dance the next week, and the next week to the Widow and Widower's Dance at Hidden Hills. So that's how we started. And then right behind that was an invitation to a movie.
I never will forget the one time that the show I took her to. I'm sitting there, and I keep edging a little closer to her, and edging closer to her, and I said, "Mary, would you mind if I hold your hand?" Now I hear you, like a teenage kid.
The first time he took my hand, it felt like no hand I had ever touched, because it was a working man's hand. It was strong, and it turned out to be just like him, strong and reliable. I feel safe when I'm with him. I feel protected when I'm with him, and nobody on the face of the earth could possibly love me any more than he does.
Still adjusting to their relationship, Mary was not ready to accept the idea that they were dating.
I denied it for a long time. I really did. And one day I was over at the senior center, and Ruth Wu said to me, she was the director at the time, she said, "So are you still seeing Howard?" I said, "Well, some." And she said, "So you're dating?" I said, "No, we're not dating." She said, "Haven't you been to movies with him?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Haven't you been to a play and out to dinner?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Honey, you're dating."
After Howard's many proposal attempts, Mary finally said yes.
He proposed a lot of times in several different ways. The first time he proposed, we were on the dance floor at Fortuna, and they were playing this song, "Can I Have This Dance for the Rest of My Life?" So he started singing it to me. So it got to be almost a normal thing on Thursday afternoons that when that waltz came on, he would ask me. When he finally asked me to marry him, and I said yes, he was in the hospital. And actually I was sitting on the bed, kind of leaned across him, and he tells everybody that I had him pinned to the bed in the hospital before he would agree to marry me. In our wedding, we had a time that we exchanged personal vows, and Howard actually mentioned Fortuna Senior Center in our wedding vows when he pledged his love and faith to me.
Oh, that's a good one. You have to go. Hey, Alan!
Looking back now, they both realized they would not be where they are today had they not been brave enough to take that first step.
I pushed myself the first time I walked through that door. I pushed myself the first time I went to the dance class. But it's really a cool place to go.
We enjoy a lot of the same thing, and we just have a lot of respect for each other. She trusts me. That's the big thing. If you got love and trust, you can go down the road.
To come to this time of our lives and to discover something like that, it surprised us both. It surprised us both. But it's pretty wonderful, actually.
That's it for this edition of Jptv. Thanks for watching. Stay connected with us. Let me tell you how. Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, Google+, and Instagram. There's also jacksparks.com and jacksparkstv.com. And we're leaving you today with the sights and sounds of the Jacksonville Jazz Fest. See you in the parks.